Oh yeah, guys, this is Joey. So I'm back with another video. I've been a little bit sick lately. You might be able to hear it in my voice. I am not showing my face today, but we're going to get into it about the other types of cricket. And I made this video about like 2-3 months ago. Who are the test cricket nations, where I talked about the test cricket nations and also T20 cricket and ODI cricket. But there are also other professional organizations, which professional types of cricket out there that aren't of these three main officially sanctioned types of cricket, and we're going to get into that today. Let's start. So these are the official ones: ICC Test Cricket, ICC World Cup, which is ODI or One Day International. You guys know this, and then T20 cricket. But there are two other main professional editions of cricket. We have the 100, which is also formerly known as 100-ball cricket, and T10 cricket, which is a shortened form of T20 cricket, which is a shortened form of ODI cricket. Okay, yeah, I can go on that forever. And then, so let's get into what the heck? And then there's 90-ball cricket. What the hell? I promise I'm going to get into this at the end. This is insane. Pretty soon it's just going to be like 2-ball cricket, 2 balls, 11 players, who will win? It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to compare these two main types with T20 cricket. So T20 cricket, you guys know you got 120 balls. In the 100, it's called the 100 because each team gets 100 balls, and it's 5 balls and over. And in T20 cricket, which is, just cut it in half. Cut T20 in half. You got 60 balls. That doesn't seem like a lot of balls. And then you have 4 overs per bowler, 20 balls per bowler. So there's basically 4 overs a bowler, but they're only 5 balls. And then you have 2 overs per bowler with T10. T20 is about 3 hours long, which is still kind of long for a game if you think about it. They're trying to shorten baseball into like less than 2 hours, and then like soccer is like an hour and a half long. The 100 is 2.5 hours long, and T10 is 1.5 hours long. So T10 is more in line with like sports like soccer, rugby, basketball, things like that. And then you have 6 over power play, a 25-ball power play in the 100, and a 3 over power play in T10. Again, it's just everything is just T20 but in half. So let's go over the 100 first. So there's some rule changes, like the fielding side is entitled to take a 90-second strategic timeout. An over consists of 5 balls. 2 overs shall be bowled from each end alternatively. So you could do like 5 balls or 10 balls, and then switch. So you do 2 overs and then you switch ends. So that I was originally thinking that it was like 10 balls and over, but it's really only 5. There should not be more than 5 fielders on the leg side. And an incoming batter must be able to receive the ball within 60 seconds after the dismissal. So they're just trying to speed it up. And the same thing, I really need to do a video with baseball because they're doing the same thing. Is it helping the game or hurting it? I think it's helping. Honestly, we should try to speed up the game. I think they need to do that more with ODI, though, rather than the 100. But there were some things that I thought were interesting because there's basically 2 leagues in England. The 100's a city-based structure, whereas Vitality Blast maintains the old English county structure. With the 100, you have 10 teams. With Vitality Blast, you have the old, 18 teams. And the 100 only takes place in the month of August. And Vitality Blast takes place from 20 May to 15 of July. Anyway, that was in 2023. It's way too short of a season. And basically, the 100-ball cricket only exists in England and one city in Wales. So you have 10 teams. There's really only one competition. That's all that exists. So there's that. Let's go into T10 cricket. This is fascinating to me because I think I like 100-ball cricket. I'm not going to lie to you. I like watching the 100. I really like it. But I like watching T20 too. T10 is different. I don't know if I like it or not. The biggest league, I'd say the most popular league, is Abu Dhabi T10, which takes place in the United Arab Emirates. The one that you can watch for free on YouTube is European Cricket League. I like the idea of this league because I think it's helping bring in new countries. Like you have countries all over Europe It feels more like a European league. As you have, Denmark, Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, and all of them. So that's a really cool league. Check it out on YouTube. Type in European Cricket League. Do it. Do it right now. No, watch this video and then do it. And then a brand new league is called the 60, which is in the West Indies. I really like how they presented it. Looked really flashy and cool, and they have some really good players in there. So the 60. And then you have the Lanka T10, which is part of, it's probably got the same logo as Abu Dhabi. It does have the same logo as Abu Dhabi, so I think they're owned. And then the Zim Afro, which is in Zimbabwe. And then Kenya, I think they're going to have a new T10 league in Kenya. Can you dig it? Okay, I'm such a dork. And then finally, the US T10 USA Masters League in the United States took place over like a week and a half. Blink and you miss it. So there's that. I think that's cool, but it's like if you can't watch it on TV and if you blink and you miss it, is it really there? Like a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it. Does it make a sound? Kind of like that. They're too short. So there's a lot of support. Like the shorter format is more appealing to new fans, for sure. The possibility of completing competitions in a shorter period of time. The 90 minutes is good. And then some batters have said that the shorter format, really pressures them to do longer, but to do better. But like if you bowl only like 12 balls, that sucks. I hate that. Bowlers have basically no roles in the game. In 2 years of games at the T10 League, the team batting second won the game 70% of the time. That's just too significant of a margin. And obviously, they're super corrupt. I mean, Abu Dhabi, okay. And yeah, we don't need another version of cricket, like a main version of cricket. You know what I mean? And then there's this 90 bash. Dude, 90 ball cricket. So they're taking 100 ball cricket. Because 100 ball cricket's just too long, dude. We need to shorten it. Let's make 90 ball cricket. So it's basically like 100 ball cricket. Sorry, I'm sick. And yeah, this hasn't happened because of the pandemic. I think that's a good thing. That's way too many. That's too much, dude. So yeah, I don't like that. So I think a lot of this goes back to professionalism, and a lot of the problems that cricket's happening with these different formats goes back to professionalism. I couldn't find a really good logo for professionalism, so this is it. So if you look at some of these leagues in the United States and England, look at when these leagues were formed: 1876, 1920, 1946, 1917. The Football League First Division was 1888, and Rugby Football League, I'm talking about Rugby League, not Rugby Union, was in 1895. So yeah, you have professionalism. So all of these kinks, all of these difficulties, they worked out in the late 1900s and the early, in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. But things like Rugby Union, 1995, they're still making a ton of rule changes because now it's professional. They're still messing around with leagues. They're having trouble establishing, they just switched South Africa from playing in with Australia and New Zealand, and now they're playing in Europe. Like they're just making wild changes. And I'm seeing that in cricket. I'm not sure when cricket was fully made professional, but you're seeing the rise of the domestic leagues, which they kind of were tied to. Someone explained this to me, but they were kind of tied to your country of origin. So like you would get a contract from England and Wales, you get a contract from the West Indies, and then you'd play in the domestic format there. Where now players can get contracts from franchises like the IPL, they get MLC contracts. So they're not tied to their country. So you're getting all these problems with players because of professionalism. I think it's ultimately a good thing, but you can't pay players this high amount and then keep things the way they were. We have to change. And so all of these changes are a fact of professionalism. They're a result of professionalism. I think it's a good thing. Obviously, as an American coming into it, I don't have much say on it. I'm just trying to tell it as it is, as I see it. but I see a lot of these issues as a cause from professionalism. And in my conclusions, there's just too many versions. It's too complicated. T20 is the best. Anyone else, that doesn't like that. T20 is still long. It's like 3 hours long. And so you're keeping like a kind of a longer format of a sport. And it can't be shorter than T20, dude. That's just too short. T20 is the shortest you can go, in my opinion. And make it like a legitimate sport. Like you could still do T10, but that's like a snack, That's not a real thing. That's like a showcase. That's like rugby sevens. So like T10 can be like your rugby sevens. I don't watch rugby sevens. I think it's boring, but whatever. You could have a shorter version to like go, hey, look at this, look at me, but that's not legitimate, and you should not have a World Cup for that under any circumstance. Make T20 the priority and make the seasons longer. Jeez. I really want longer seasons. So that's all I got to say about that, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next video. Peace.